tes. Cek, cek. A very good morning to all distinguished guests, honorable keynote speakers, respected scholars, esteemed participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
It is both a privilege and a great honor to welcome you to the
Social, Political, and Humanities International Conference 2026.
hosted by the Faculty of Social and Political Sciences Universitas Juanda in commemoration of its 39th anniversary of Universitas Juanda.
This prestigious conference is proudly conducted in collaboration with our esteemed co-host institutions are Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, Universitas Pakuan Bogor, Universitas Ibnu Khaldun Bogor, Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bogor, Universitas Matu Anwar Serang Banten,
Universitas Lancang Kuning Riau, Institut Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik Yapis Biak, Institut Pariwisata Teja Indonesia, and Universitas Muhammadiyah Palopo Makassar.
In addition, we are proud to collaborate with our journal partners who support the disseminations and publication of selected conference papers held under the theme Social and Political Transformation for Sustainability Development. Conference brings together scholars and practitioners from various of the world.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. My name is Dwi Solistiani,
And I'm Siti Sarah.
and we are honored to serve as your master of ceremony for today's program. We are delighted to welcome participants joining us virtually from various parts of the world.
To comment these auspicious occasions, may I kindly invite all participants to begin by invoking the name of the Almighty. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now approach with the singing of Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and followed by Universitas Juanda Hymn. We kindly invite all participants to show respect by activities during the anthem.
Indonesia
Thank you for your kind attention.
We shall now continue with the
Okay.
30 sessions of the Holy Quran and prayer. To be led by Mr. Dede Shahrudin SAP MAP, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. صدق الله العظيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا وحبيبنا وشافينا مولانا محمد وسلم رضي الله تبارك الله تعالى عن كل ساداتنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربونا صغارا. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا حلالا طيبا مباركا وعملا متقبلا. اللهم أغننا بالعلم وزينا بالحلم وأكرمنا بالتقوى وجملنا بالعافية. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. في فضلك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the song and heartfelt recitation.
We now invite the conference chairman to deliver her report. Please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Rita Rahmawati Dokteranda, MSc. The time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honored keynote speaker and invited speakers from Indonesia and abroad, Honorary Rector and University official are co-hosting this seminar. Honorary Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Chair of Yayasan PSPI Amaliyah Indonesia, Rector, Vice Rector, Deans, Vice Dean, lecturers, and all students of Juanda University, honoris participant of this international seminar from Indonesia and abroad. Let us offer praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty, because by His grace and blessing, we are able to gather today for the social, political, and humanities international conference held with a spirit of collaboration. As a chair of the committee, I would like to take this opportunity to present a brief report on the implementation of this seminar. The international seminar is held as an academic forum to bring together scientists, researchers, and practitioners from various countries to exchange ideas, strengthen collaboration, network, and discuss strategic issues in line with today's theme, social and political transformation for sustainable development. We choose this theme is response to global dynamic that demand cross-disciplinary and cross-country collaboration. This international seminar is organized by Universitas Juanda with 9 co-hosts. Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, Universitas Madlaul Anwar Serang Banten, Universitas Pakuan Bogor, Universitas Ibnu Khaldun Bogor, Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bogor, Universitas Lancang Kuning Pekanbaru Riau, IISIP Yapis Biak, Institut Pariwisata Teja Indonesia Jakarta, Universitas Muhammadiyah Palopo Makassar. Thank you for Director of Postgraduate Universitas Palopo, from Palopo in Juanda University now. This international seminar has 3 output: proceeding, journal, and Scopus Index book chapter published by University Putra Malaysia. The journal partner for this seminar are Governance, Communicatio, Jurnal Sosial Humaniora, Jurnal Komunio Nusa Cendana University, Jurnal Perspektif Komunikasi Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, Indonesian Journal of Social Research, Jurnal Ilmu Komunikasi, Komunika, Universitas Muhammadiyah Profesor Dr. Hamka, Jurnal Politik Wali Songo, Universitas Islam Negeri Wali Songo Semarang, dan Ilomata International Journal. The seminar lecture featured keynote speakers who are competent and experienced in the respective field and are expected to provide comprehensive and inspiring insight for all participants. Thank you for joining Profesor Dr. Haji Raden Siti Pupu Pauziah, SPDI, MPDI. She is Rector of Universitas Juanda. Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Arshad, School of Government, University Utara Malaysia. Professor Sung Hang Myung, PhD, Inha University, South Korea. Professor Tomoya Susano, Sapporo Gakuen University. Professor Lubna Jahir, Punjab University, Lahore, Pakistan. Dr. Pupaneswaran Kunasekaran, University Putra Malaysia. This seminar was attended by participants from various institutions, both domestic and international, including lecturers, students, researchers, and professionals. The total number of participants in this seminar was 262 people, consisting of 248 presenters and 15 non-presenters with certificate from 57 institutions as follows: University Utara Malaysia, University Malaya Malaysia, University Technical Malaysia Melaka, Songkla Rajabat University Thailand, University of the Punjab Pakistan, University of Rajshahi Bangladesh, University of Dhaka, Stanford University Bangladesh, Universitas Islam Bandung, Universitas Pakuan, Universitas Muhammadiyah Palopo, Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, II Sipya Pisbiak, Institut Pariwisata Teja Indonesia, Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bogor, Universitas Lancang Kuning, Universitas Ibnu Khaldun, Universitas Sumatera Utara, Universitas Negeri Jakarta, Universitas Trisakti, Universitas Erlangga, Universitas Hasanuddin, IPB University, Universitas Erlangga, Universitas Hasanuddin, Universitas Gajah Mada, Universitas Katolik Parahyangan, Universitas Kebangsaan Republik Indonesia, Universitas Profesor Dr. Hamka, IPB Internasional Bali, Institut Pariwisata dan Bisnis Internasional Bali, Institut Pariwisata Trisakti, Universitas Bina Nusantara, Universitas 17 Agustus 45, Universitas Indonesia, Universitas Hairun Ternate, Universitas Negeri Medan, Universitas Negeri Makassar, Universitas Negeri Semarang, Universitas Negeri Surabaya, Universitas Muhammadiyah Ponorogo, Universitas 11 Maret, Universitas Samudra, Universitas Terbuka, Universitas Swadaya Gunung Jati, Universitas Persada Indonesia YAI, Universitas PGRI Pontianak, Universitas Nusa Nifa, Universitas Pajajaran, Universitas Wiraraja, Universitas Pendidikan Sultan Idris, kemudian Bawaslu Provinsi DKI Jakarta, Zona Komunio, Kementerian Haji dan Umroh Kabupaten Cianjur, Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia, Lembaga Administrasi Negara, and also from Juanda University, Universitas Juanda. The seminar activities include a keynote address, parallel session, research presentation, and interactive discussion, which are expected to foster a constructive exchange of idea and opportunity for future collaboration. We recognize that the success of this event depends on the support of various parties. Therefore, we extend our deep gratitude to the Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Rector, and all the leaders of the Universitas Juanda for their full support. The speaker who graciously attend and share this knowledge, sponsor and partner, both co-host and journal partner, the entire committee for their hard work in ensuring the smooth running of this event. We also apologize for any shortcoming in the organization of this event, whether in terms of service or execution. Finally, we hope this international seminar will provide significant benefit not only to the development of science, but also to strengthening academic and professional cooperation at the global level. Thank you for your attention and participation. That's all my report. Wallahu yaqul haq wa huwa yahdi sabil. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the comprehensive report.
Distinguished judges, ladies and gentlemen, we shall now proceed to the welcome remarks by the Chancellor of Universitas Juanda. We are honored to invite the Honorable Professor Dr. Haji Martin Rustami, SHMH, Chancellor of Universitas Juanda, to kindly deliver the welcome remarks. The time is yours.
revolutionary and rebuild institutions that respond to the need of our citizens, especially those on the margin. It is my hope that this perspective inspiring you to consider how legal reasoning and advocacy can accelerate progress across every dimension of sustainability. Those reflections resonate deeply with Juanda's institution vision is firmly rooted in sustainable development goals. We concentrate our effort for five priority areas: no poverty, quality education, gender equality, alongside essential environment and social pillars. Each of these priorities demand a deliberate fusion of political will, social empathy, and legal imagination. Our university strives to demonstrate that higher education can be a transformative engine, producing graduates and research that directly address poverty, expand learning opportunities, empower women and girls, and protect our planet for future generations. As we embark on these studies of the rigorous dialogue and collaboration, I encourage you to share your ideas openly, challenge on another respectfully, and return to your respective community with renewed and inspiration. What I mean. The conversation you begin here spark actionable solution and that both humanity and nature and also we can go silaturahim each other, especially our university and our friends from abroad in Indonesia. Thank you for coming and thank you for attention for this special occasions called SPHIRIC 2026, and I wish you a truly enriching and productive conference today and tomorrow. Thank you very much. Hopefully Allah will be bless us. Allah yaqul haq wa khair sabil. Martin Rustami from University Juanda Bogor. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you for the gracious and inspiring address.
Is it now our great honor to invite the keynote speaker of this conference, Professor Dr. Hajah Raden Siti Pupu Fauzia Rustami, SPDI, MPDI, Rector of Juanda University. She is a professor in guidance and counseling management at Universitas Juanda Bogor, with extensive academic experience in educational management. Her scholarly work focuses on educational innovations, teacher development, and sustainable education, and has been widely published in reputable international journals. She has also actively contributed to research and community service, particularly in promoting child-friendly and preventing bullying, as well as authoring several books in the field of education, while continuously contributing to the advancement of educational practices in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please warmly welcome Professor Dr. Hajah Raden Siti Pupu Fauzia Rustami, SPDI, MPDI. The time is yours.
alihi washabihi wa barik wasallam. The Excellencies, Chancellor of City, the Honorable Dean of the Faculty of Social and Political Science, Associate Professor Dr. Rita Rahmawati Purara, the Honorable Plenary Speaker who have joined us today. Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Ashad from University Utara Malaysia, terima kasih sudah bergabung bersama kami. Profesor Song Hwan Mayong from Inha University, South Korea. Professor Tomaya Sosano from Sapporo Gaokin University, Japan. Arigatou gozaimasu. And Professor Lubna Zahir from University of the Punjab, Pakistan. Bohat Sukriya. Dr. Bhuvaneswaran Kunaserakaran from University Putra Malaysia. Thank you for your time and are happy to meet you all in the international conference. Untuk teman-teman para co-host yang bergabung dengan Juanda University untuk Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, Universitas Pakuan Bogor, Universitas Ibnu Khaldun Bogor, Sekolah Tinggi Pariwisata Bogor, Universitas Matlaul Anwar Serang Banten, Universitas Lancang Kuning Riau, Institut Ilmu Sosial dan Ilmu Politik YAPSI Biak, Institut Pariwisata Teja Indonesia, dan Universitas Muhammadiyah Palopo Makassar. Terima kasih sudah bersedia menjadi co-host dan bergabung dalam conference International Universitas Juanda. And I inform of all the seminar participants from Malaysia, Thailand, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and also the student of Juanda University enjoy today's seminar. Thank you for the opportunity to be a keynote speaker at the 2026 Social, Political, and Humanities International Conference. And this occasion and delivered to topic reimagining guidance and counseling management, a human resources development approach, and shape the SDGs. On this occasion, allow to present the topic in Indonesia, somewhat formal participant from Indonesia. Saya akan menyampaikan dalam bahasa Indonesia karena memang sebagian besar partisipan adalah dari Indonesia. Bapak Ibu sekalian yang saya hormati, adapun topik yang saya ingin sampaikan pada pagi hari ini adalah tentang bagaimana kita menata ulang, reimagining guidance and counseling, menata ulang backup, menata ulang bimbingan dan konseling dalam menghadapi atau menyesuaikan atau menuju pencapaian SDGs atau pembangunan berkelanjutan. Bapak Ibu sekalian, transformasi pendidikan di era global menuntut integrasi yang kuat antara manajemen layanan bimbingan dan konseling dan pengembangan sumber daya manusia. Selama ini bukan tidak ada bimbingan dan konseling, sudah ada di masing-masing lembaga pendidikan, hanya saja belum optimal. Masih ada yang sifatnya adalah administratif, melakukan pendataan-pendataan dan belum menyesuaikan dengan apa yang menjadi tuntutan zaman dan apa problem-problem baru yang kemudian hadir di tengah pendidikan ini. Dan masih menunjukkan adanya kesenjangan antara potensi implementasi di mana layanan BK kerap terjebak pada fungsi administratif, minim integrasi dengan kebijakan pendidikan, serta menghadapi keterbatasan kompetensi profesional dan dukungan institusional sehingga dampaknya terhadap SDM belum optimal. Bapak Ibu sekalian, seperti kita ketahui bersama, memang sangat adanya kesenjangan antara jumlah guru BK atau jumlah konselor atau jumlah profesional yang ada di sekolah dengan jumlah siswa yang begitu banyak. Itu juga salah satu di antara kendala yang kita hadapi. Oleh karena itu diperlukan rekonstruksi paradigma manajemen BK melalui pendekatan yang lebih integratif, strategis, dan berbasis pengembangan kompetensi abad 21. Seperti critical thinking, emotional intelligence, kemudian career adaptability, agar layanan BK mampu menjadi pilar utama dalam membentuk individu yang adaptif, individu yang siap menghadapi dinamika global sekaligus kontribusi nyata terhadap pembangunan berkelanjutan. Nah, Bapak Ibu yang saya hormati, silakan slide-nya menyesuaikan ya. Hadirin yang saya hormati, pada kesempatan ini juga kita akan bicara tentang bagaimana menata ulang secara mendasar manajemen bimbingan dan konseling. Bagaimana bimbingan dan konseling ini bisa dilakukan secara efektif, efisien, dan tepat sasaran. BK ini kadang-kadang diposisikan sebagai satu administratif, yang kedua adalah pelayanan yang sifatnya penanganan atau intervensi. Belum sampai kepada bagaimana memasukkan program BK itu, mengintegrasikan BK itu ke dalam kebijakan, ke dalam kurikulum, ke dalam berbagai kegiatan yang ada di sekolah, bahkan ke dalam iklim sekolah yang akan diciptakan oleh sekolah itu. Nah, ini menuntut kita untuk menghadirkan manajemen BK yang visioner, yang adaptif, berbasis kepada kebutuhan nyata, di mana konselor berperan sebagai agen perubahan yang aktif, reflektif, dan inovatif. Jadi selama ini keaktifan konselor itu terbatas kepada data dan penanganan kasus, belum kepada reflektif dan kurang inovatif mungkin. Bagaimana menciptakan lingkungan sekolah yang juga sekaligus menjadi modal kuat untuk tercapainya tujuan BK, belum sempat sampai kepada membuat strategi-strategi pencegahan yang disesuaikan dengan kondisi individu siswa pada masa sekarang ini. Dengan demikian, manajemen BK harus kita bangun sebagai sebuah ekosistem yang hidup dan kolaboratif dan berkelanjutan, serta berorientasi pada pengembangan potensi individu secara optimal agar mampu menjawab tantangan pendidikan global, sekaligus membentuk generasi yang tangguh, adaptif, siap menghadapi masa depan. Untuk masa depan itu, BK tidak akan membuat Superman atau tidak akan bekerja sebagai seorang Superman. Individu yang kuat, konselor itu yang mampu merubah semuanya. Tetapi BK membutuhkan super team. BK doesn't need a Superman, BK needs a super team. Jadi BK itu kerjaan yang komprehensif, melibatkan seluruh elemen warga sekolah. Nah, oleh karena itu, tujuannya harus jelas. Harus segera dibuat pemetaan yang menunjukkan pergeseran-pergeseran yang baik. Di antaranya misalnya manajemen BK kontemporer itu, dan pergeserannya dari mulai yang sifatnya hanya administratif, pasif, penanganan setelah terjadi masalah, itu kepada strategi berbasis data. Bapak Ibu sekalian, data untuk BK, data awal adalah sebuah jalan keluar. 30% itu menjadi sumber penyelesaian masalah. Kadang-kadang hanya cukup membaca data yang lengkap, kita sudah bisa mengidentifikasi masalah. Maka sekolah, konselor tidak boleh tidak memiliki database yang kuat tentang individu anak masing-masing. Kita bisa menyelesaikan masalah kalau kita punya data yang sudah lengkap. Ketika wawancara sudah sulit dilakukan, ketika komunikasi dengan orang tua terhambat, data itulah yang kemudian akan menjadi bahan kita untuk membuat solusi-solusi terbaik untuk murid-murid kita. Kemudian berorientasi pada outcome, akademik, perilaku, dan kesejahteraan. BK itu tidak hanya berorientasi kepada bagaimana siswa tidak melakukan pelanggaran, tapi bagaimana siswa memiliki kemampuan untuk mengoptimalkan semua potensi yang ada. Bukan anak tidak berpotensi, bukan tidak ada potensinya, tapi kadang-kadang memang kita memerlukan upaya lain, strategi lain untuk bisa mengoptimalkan akademik, untuk bisa memperbaiki perilaku, untuk bisa menciptakan kesejahteraan batin, kesejahteraan psikologi bagi anak-anak. Integrasi dengan kurikulum dan sistem sekolah. Nah, ini yang kemudian menjadi tendensi dalam pengelolaan BK. BK itu harus masuk ke dalam kurikulum sekolah, harus dipahami oleh semua guru yang mengajar, walaupun dia bukan mengajar mata pelajaran BK. Tetapi dalam setiap materi yang disampaikan di kelas, maka value-value BK, kemudian tindakan-tindakan guru yang mengarah kepada kesejahteraan psikologi anak itu harus dipahami dan dilaksanakan. Kemudian tentang pengembangan SDM mencakup pengetahuan, keterampilan, dan sikap. Menekankan keterampilan abad 21, soft skill, berbasis pembelajaran berkelanjutan. Bapak Ibu, ada sebuah istilah di dalam agama kita, agama Islam, bahwa hijrah itu mudah, berpindah itu mudah, tetapi istiqomah berkelanjutan dalam mempertahankan keyakinan, dalam mempertahankan sikap, dalam mempertahankan sesuatu yang kita yakini baik, dalam arti dengan kata lain berkelanjutan, maka itu memerlukan perjuangan yang lebih berat. Maka diperlukan sistem, diperlukan sebuah program yang berkelanjutan dengan tetap berorientasi kepada pengembangan SDM seperti yang disebutkan tadi. Lifelong learning, bagaimana pendidikan sepanjang masa berbasis pembelajaran dan berkelanjutan. Kemudian peran BK dalam SDM untuk apa? Satu, meningkatkan karir adaptability, self-efficacy, dan resiliensi. Bapak Ibu sekalian, bagaimana mendukung kesejahteraan psikologi dan kesiapan karir? Bagaimana mengurangi kesenjangan sosial dan akses kerja? Kalau di sekolah, bagaimana kita memberikan semangat kepada anak-anak kita, membuka pikiran, membuka wawasan dan wacana, kira-kira dengan potensi hebat yang mereka miliki itu, mereka kemudian ke depan akan bisa menjadi apa? Nah, itu akan menumbuhkan semangat mereka untuk mengejar karir yang lebih membahagiakan secara lahir dan batin bagi anak-anak kita. Nah, maka dari itu, balik ke pertama, database harus lengkap. Kemudian berikutnya adalah disertai dengan data-data kompetensi yang dimiliki melalui misalnya tes-tes psikologi yang tersedia. Sehingga Bapak Ibu punya pemetaan, anak ini punya potensi apa, anak ini punya kelemahan di mana. Dan itu bisa secara klasikal maupun secara individu bisa diantisipasi untuk kemudian meminimalisir problem-problem yang terjadi. Petakan karir mereka, kemudian sejahterakan psikologinya dengan kesiapan karir. Nah, ini tidak bisa dilakukan hanya dengan pasif, tetapi kita harus proaktif. Melakukan pembinaan terhadap semua guru untuk juga bisa mendukung program-program BK itu juga menjadi salah satu yang sangat penting. Mengurangi kesenjangan sosial dan akses kerja. Nah, bagaimana integrasi BK dan SDGs? Sangat mudah dipahami bahwa SDGs 4 itu adalah tentang pendidikan yang berkualitas. SDGs 3 itu adalah kesehatan dan kesejahteraan. Kesehatan dan kesejahteraan yang dimaksud adalah kesehatan secara lahir maupun kesehatan batin, kesejahteraan psikologinya. Jadi bukan hanya fisiknya saja. Kemudian pekerjaan layak dan pertumbuhan ekonomi. Kemudian instrumen berkelanjutan sebagai instrumen pembangunan yang berkelanjutan. Jadi kalau dikaitkan dengan SDGs itu ada empat goal SDGs, itu nomor 4, nomor 3, nomor 8. Nah, ini sangat relevan sekali. Kemudian bagaimana kemudian BK itu menjadi sesuatu yang bisa diharapkan mendukung pencapaian ketiga goal SDGs tadi. Di antaranya adalah dengan eh, melakukan tata ulang manajemen BK, transformasi manajemen BK dari administratif ke strategis. Tadi administratif berubah menjadi strategi berbasis data, kemudian BK menjadi proaktif dan preventif dan berbasis outcome, kemudian integrasi sistem, kurikulum, penilaian, dan manajemen sekolah juga terintegrasi dengan semua tujuan program bimbingan konseling. Kemudian faktor penentunya adalah kepemimpinan institusi, kompetensi konselor, dan data digital, serta dukungan kebijakan. Akan sangat mudah ketika semua program BK ini didukung oleh kebijakan-kebijakan pimpinan, sehingga masuk ke dalam semua lini, masuk ke dalam semua warga sekolah, bisa membentuk iklim sekolah yang baik, budaya sekolah yang baik, yang tidak hanya bertujuan mengasah kognitif siswa, tetapi juga bagaimana siswa ini memiliki afektif yang kuat, bagaimana siswa ini juga bisa menjadi super team, bukan Superman, ya. Pada bagian ini saya akan menegaskan bahwa manajemen bimbingan dan konseling itu perlu dukungan sistem dan strategi yang terarah agar layanan diberikan tidak hanya berjalan secara rutin tapi juga memberikan dampak yang nyata bagi pengembangan peserta didik. Nah, peran strategi BK dalam pengembangan SDM itu adalah BK meningkatkan karir adaptability, self-efikasi, dan relevansi individu. Mendukung pengembangan soft skill, komunikasi, kolaborasi, dan emosi. Fungsi utama adalah perencanaan karir dan pengambilan keputusan adaptif. Kemudian berkontribusi pada kesiapan kerja dan transisi pendidikan di dunia kerja. Di sini saya sampaikan ada soft skill komunikasi. Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita sadari bahwa kehadiran digit buat anak-anak kita itu membuat mereka pada umumnya mengalami kesulitan berkomunikasi. Gitu. Kenapa? Karena mereka hanya asik dengan benda-benda mati yang bisa mereka kendalikan. Problem yang terjadi di sekolah berdasarkan hasil penelitian, 60% karena siswa memiliki hambatan berkomunikasi, baik itu dengan orang tua maupun dengan guru. Maka skill berkomunikasi itu menjadi salah satu tugas dari bimbingan konseling. Mendeteksi sejak awal anak-anak yang memiliki kesulitan komunikasi melalui data awal yang sudah dihimpun tadi, itu menjadi salah satu jalan keluar yang terbaik, sehingga guru BK tahu ke depan harus melakukan program apa berbasis kepada kebutuhan berdasarkan analisa awal yang dilakukan oleh bimbingan dan konseling. Jadi tidak hanya bersifat kegiatan-kegiatan yang sifatnya rutin. Nah, ini sudah disampaikan tadi bahwa kontribusi BK terhadap pencapaian SDGs adalah quality education, SDGs nomor 4, kemudian well-being nomor 3, dan decent work itu nomor 4. Bagaimana kita meningkatkan prestasi dan keterlibatan siswa, bagaimana kita mengurangi angka putus sekolah, SDGs 4, SDGs 3-nya bagaimana mendukung kesehatan mental, menciptakan lingkungan belajar yang positif, dan SDGs 8, meningkatkan kesiapan kerja, mendukung perencanaan karir. Tantangan ke depannya adalah keterbatasan sumber daya dan kurangnya integrasi kebijakan. Bapak Ibu, saya menggalakkan atau mendukung sekolah-sekolah yang sangat sedikit memiliki guru BK, misalnya dari jumlah sekian ribu siswa itu hanya punya satu guru BK. Kita melibatkan semua stakeholder sekolah, semua warga sekolah menjadi pelaksana tugas BK melalui pendidikan dan latihan. Universitas Juanda menyiapkan diri untuk sekolah-sekolah di Indonesia, bagaimana guru-guru yang sudah senior, guru-guru yang memiliki kompetensi untuk menjadi guru BK, sementara dia adalah guru bidang studi, untuk diberikan pendidikan dan pelatihan BK, sehingga bisa menjadi pasukan pencapaian tujuan bimbingan konseling di sekolah. Nah, model integratif manajemen BK, SDM, dan SDGs itu Bapak Ibu bisa melihat pada slide yang berikutnya. Silakan diganti. Menghubungkan pendidikan dunia kerja dan pembangunan berkelanjutan. Sekarang, pemerintah Indonesia menggalakkan bagaimana link and match antara sekolah dan dunia industri, baik itu pada sekolah menengah kejuruan maupun pada sekolah-sekolah menengah umum. Kenapa begitu? Karena seringkali kemampuan kognitif anak-anak itu tidak disertai dengan tadi kemampuan berkomunikasi, kemampuan bekerja dalam tim, sehingga ketika lulusan sekolah ini dilempar ke dunia industri, mereka mengalami beberapa hambatan. Maka menghubungkan pendidikan, dunia kerja, dan pembangunan berkelanjutan itu menjadi sangat penting. Kemudian karakteristik modelnya holistik, psikologis, sosial, dan karir. Tidak hanya sebatas kepada pencapaian nilai akademik yang bagus. Kemudian terintegrasi lintas sektor, kemudian berbasis kebutuhan individu. Bapak Ibu sekalian, dari tahun ke tahun, dari zaman ke zaman, dari masa ke masa, kebutuhan individu itu selalu bergerak maju dan bervariatif. Jadi guru BK tidak boleh berhenti pada satu model pelaksanaan BK di sekolah, tapi harus terus berkembang, melakukan inovasi menyesuaikan kebutuhan individu dari masa ke masa. Kemudian faktor implementasi adalah kebijakan inklusif, kompetensi konselor, dan teknologi digital. Bagaimana menyertakan teknologi digital dalam membangun tujuan BK di sekolah itu menjadi sangat penting. Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita tidak mungkin memisahkan anak-anak kita dari teknologi. Menahan mereka tidak tahu handphone, tidak bisa menggunakan laptop. Tetapi guru bertugas sebagai guidance, sebagai penuntun, bagaimana menuntun mereka untuk bisa memanfaatkan teknologi sebagai alat yang bisa membantu mereka mengetahui potensi dirinya, berkomunikasi dengan baik, menjadi generasi yang tangguh, menciptakan SDM yang adaptif, kompeten, dan berdaya saing global. Nah, ini salah satu implikasinya. Bapak Ibu bisa melihat pada slide berikutnya, ini adalah model integratif manajemen bimbingan konseling SDM dan SDGs. Yang sebelah kiri itu adalah konteks dan input. Nah, dalam konteks dan input itu, bagaimana kita sedemikian rupa membuat sebuah perencanaan dari sumber daya yang ada. Kebutuhan individu itu dari mulai potensi, minat, nilai, kemudian perkembangan akademik mereka, kemudian kondisi sosial internasional, dan apresiasi karir mereka, pikiran mereka tentang karirnya itu dihimpun dalam sebuah database yang lengkap untuk menjadi bahan dalam kita melakukan manajemen kebutuhan. Kemudian apa yang menjadi kebutuhan lingkungan, apa yang kemudian menjadi tantangan global, semua diinventarisir, semua menjadi bahan analisis yang kemudian akan kita tuangkan dalam sebuah perencanaan strategis. Karena kita akan menata ulang manajemen, maka kita akan kembali pada teori dasar manajemen. Satu, membuat perencanaan yang strategis gitu. Apa saja yang harus kita siapkan dalam melakukan perencanaan strategis? Itu diantaranya adalah database tadi, ini saya kurang kelihatan slide-nya. Kemudian lagi selanjutnya kita akan mengatur bagaimana implementasi programnya, kemudian kita akan juga bicara tentang monitoring dan evaluasi, serta kolaborasi kemitraan. Bapak Ibu, super tim, bukan superman. Kita butuh mitra. Lalu siapa yang akan menjadi mitra kita ke depan adalah diantaranya orang tua tentunya nomor satu. Seluruh warga sekolah, kemudian orang tua dan keluarga, kemudian lembaga-lembaga terkait. Pada proses perencanaan, analisis kebutuhan berbasis data itu menjadi sangat penting, perumusan tujuan dan program BK, serta integrasi pada visi misi sekolah. Nah, selanjutnya kita akan bicara pada tatanan implementasi program, yaitu konseling individu dan kelompok, ada bimbingan karir, ada pengembangan pribadi, sosial dan akademik, serta pencegahan dan intervensi. Alih tangan kasus itu setelah intervensi baru kita bisa menambahkan alih tangan kasus. Nah, kemudian bagaimana dengan evaluasi pengumpulan dan analisis data, evaluasi proses dan hasil, serta perbaikan berkelanjutan. Hasil evaluasi menjadi dasar bagi pembuatan perencanaan selanjutnya. Kolaborasi kemitraan dengan guru dan staf sekolah, seluruh warga sekolah, orang tua dan keluarga, kemudian dunia kerja dan dunia industri, kemudian komunitas dan lembaga-lembaga yang lainnya. Nah, apa saja kemudian yang ingin dikembangkan dari sistem itu adalah satu, knowledge tentang pengetahuannya, tentang skillnya, tentang keterampilannya, tentang sikap dan nilai, attitude dan value-nya, kemudian kebiasaan karir dan produktivitas, serta kesejahteraan dan kesehatan mental. Nah, untuk bisa mendukung semua itu, maka diperlukan kebijakan dan regulasi yang inklusif. Kemudian kompetensi profesional atau konselor atau guru BK-nya, boleh juga ditambah dengan psikolog. Kemudian lagi pemanfaatan teknologi dan data dan kolaborasi lintas sektor, pendidikan, industri, pemerintah, komunitas, itu ya. Kemudian sumber daya dan infrastruktur yang memadai, dan evaluasi kebijakan yang berkelanjutan. Dampak akhirnya itu diharapkan individu berkembang optimal, SDM unggul dan berdaya saing, masyarakat yang sejahtera, pencapaian SDGs secara berkelanjutan. Nah, Bapak Ibu sekalian, kurang lebih ini yang ingin saya sajikan pada hari ini. Sebagai kesimpulan, saya sampaikan bahwa manajemen bimbingan dan konseling yang strategis serta berbasis data memiliki peran yang sangat penting dalam meningkatkan kualitas sumber daya manusia. Hal ini diwujudkan melalui penguatan sektor pendidikan, peningkatan kesejahteraan psikologis, serta kesiapan individu dalam menghadapi dunia kerja. Dengan demikian, implementasi yang optimal dari manajemen ini tidak hanya berdampak pada pengembangan individu secara holistik, tetapi juga menjadi kontribusi nyata dalam mendukung pencapaian tujuan pembangunan berkelanjutan. Itu saja yang ingin saya sampaikan kepada Bapak Ibu sekalian. Thank you for your attention. Enjoy the seminar. Saya ingin menyampaikan together for a sustainable future, because sustainable is everyone responsibility. Bagaimana kita punya sikap peduli, bagaimana kita memiliki aware terhadap situasi dan kondisi yang terjadi pada diri kita sendiri, juga pada orang lain, adalah sebuah keberlanjutan yang terbaik. Terima kasih untuk semuanya. Wallahu yaqulul haq wa huwa yahdis sabil. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the insightful and thought-provoking keynote address. We shall now approach with the virtual awarding of certificates to our distinguished keynote speaker as a token of appreciation for their valuable contributions. The certificate of appreciation will be presented virtually by the conference chairman, Associate Professor Dr. Rita Rahmawati Doktoranda, MSI.
Thank you, MC. We would like to express our gratitude to the keynote speaker who have generously shared their time, knowledge, experience, and invaluable insight with us. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present you with a certificate for your contribution to this event. We hope this certificate serves as a symbol of appreciation for your contribution. Please, committee, show the certificate. Thank you, Profesor Raden Siti Pupu Pauziah Martin Rustami. Thank you for sangat luar biasa presentasinya. Semoga apa yang Ibu sampaikan barokah untuk kita semua.
Amin.
This is your certificate. Baik Bunda, siap Bunda. Ini sertifikatnya Bunda. Boleh Bunda, terima kasih. Jika memungkinkan Bunda mampir dulu ke kampus ya. Sign MOU dengan Universitas Muhammadiyah Palopo. Thank you Bunda. Ya.
Thank you for the attentions.
Distinguished judge participants, we shall now proceed to the plenary sessions, which will be moderated by Ms. Afmi Apriliani, SOS MAP. Ms. Apriliani, SOS MAP, is a lecturer and researcher in public administration at UNIDA University, Bogor. Her research interests lie in the field of public policy and public governance, with a particular focus on the development of tourist and local MES/stroke collaborative, adaptive, and innovative governance approach. She is currently pursuing a doctoral program in public administrations at Diponegoro University, Semarang. She is actively engaged in research and community service activity, especially in strengthening local institutional capacity, promoting community-based economic development, and advancing sustainable development through cross-sector collaboration. With a strong academic, research, and community engagement background, she is committed to contributing to the advance of public policy through innovative, collaborative, and sustainability-oriented governance models. She has also produced several scholarly work published in national and international journals. Without further ado, I respectfully hand over the session to the moderator, Ms. Afmi Apriliani. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, MC.
Welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning and welcome to participants, and notably the honorable invited speakers at the Social Political Humanities International Conference 2026. Organized by Faculty of Social and Political Sciences, Universitas Juanda, the conference has the theme, a social and political transformation for sustainable development. My name is Afmi Apriliani, and I am honored to serve as your moderator for this session. I will be guiding the session and facilitating the discussion. First and foremost, allow me to extend my warmest greetings and sincere appreciation to our distinguished plenary speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Arshad, as Professor Sung Hwan Myung, Professor Tomoya Susanno, Professor Lubna Zahir, and Dr. Pupanaswaran Kunasekaran. We are truly honored by your presence. Before we begin, allow me to briefly explain the flow of today's session. Each speaker will be given approximately 20 minutes to present the material. At the end of the session, all speakers, there will be a question and answer session to give participants the opportunity to discuss points with the speakers for clarification. Taking into account time efficiency, the number of questions will be adjusted to fit the available time. Therefore, each question must be clarified, articulated, and addressed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the first speaker.
We would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Rosita from University Utara, Malaysia. Professor Rosita Arshad is a senior lecturer associate professor in public management and University Utara, Malaysia School of Government. Her research interests pertaining to the following topic: public policy and good governance, public management and governance, corporate governance, the economic and finance of the public sector, gender and society issues, and entrepreneurship. The topic that she'll be presented is integrating entrepreneurship and public policy in urban development. To Associate Professor Rosita, time is yours, Prof.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everyone. Thank you, our distinguished moderator today. Of course, I would like to wish also, I would like to acknowledge my friends in Juanda University. Thank you for inviting me to become one of the keynotes for today conference. And of course, to all the, I think here, yeah, of course, distinguished Chancellor of Universitas Juanda, Prof. Dr. H. Martin Rustami, and Prof. Dr. Haja Siti Pupu Fauzia, and also all the and also the director of this conference, Associate Professor Dr. Rita. Okay, and today, of course, I will share my views related to this. Can I have my slide?
Okay, we will share your screen.
Okay. Right, okay. So we'll talk about this topic, which is actually regarding the integrating the entrepreneurship and public policy in urban development. So I will say that this topic is considered very related to this conference, which is try to focus on the functions of the public policy and also how we can try to integrate the entrepreneurship and bring it into the urban development. Okay, next. Okay, basically, I will try to cover a few things which I feel like I will try to introduce to the entrepreneurship in urban transformation. And basically, I will touch also regarding the background, yeah. And you can see that how the entrepreneurship will drive the urban growth and development, and how is it the outcome based on all the literature review and also the empirical studies and based on the theoretical. And after that, I've tried to do some conclusion based on and share the experience of nature case and compare it also with some selected Asian countries. Okay. Next, please. Okay. Why is it this topic matters? Basically, when we understand that urbanization makes the city critically site for both opportunity and governance challenge. So, and we also understand that when we talk about the urban or the city, we understand that 50% actually the population of the world is actually located in the urban area. And we have to understand also, beside of that, it's more than 80% actually. The economic growth is rely in and also related very much with the urban. So in the cities, okay, next. That's why we feel like we have to look at this, yeah, when we try to integrate the public policy together with entrepreneurial or the entrepreneurship. How is it goes where the policy help, yeah, to align and increase or to boost the urban development. So the main problem statement, as I mentioned just now, where we try to look at the what's that this the I cannot see actually. Sorry. Yeah, where this entrepreneurship, it cannot work alone. It should be have the integration with the very sustainable and coherent public policy to support and to strengthen, to ensure that it can boost the urban development. Basically, I also try to focus this study is actually try to based on synthesis of the theoretical and also the empirical literature review, where I focus on the urban entrepreneurship ecosystem, and I would choose Malaysia as a case. Then we'll do some comparison analysis with some selected Asian economies. Okay, so we move to the next slide. This one is actually, I will say that I start with the literature review, which is actually focusing on the theoretical foundation related to the entrepreneurship and also urban development, where we can see here, based on the Schumpeter and economic transformation, he mentioned that the entrepreneurship is actually framed as a driver of creative destruction and also urban economic change. And the second theoretical foundation is based on the knowledge spillovers and place, where we look at and we can say that cities or the urban area can enhance the entrepreneurship because normally you support the knowledge exchange. And the other thing which is very important also based on the institutional theory and entrepreneurial behavior, which is actually, this is very much related to the public policy, where we know that institutions are the rules of the game and that structure the entrepreneurship or provide a good ecosystem through the good policy. And the next one, most of the literature review in this area actually try to focus on this entrepreneurial ecosystem framework because we understand how it works, and how we can integrate it with the public policy. When we look at here, entrepreneurial ecosystem framework, the entrepreneurship emerged from an independent ecosystem and it cannot work isolated from the firms. So most of the drivers, or the element that support this ecosystem framework, we rely very much to the institutions, which is actually the institution we know it come up with the good regulation, the policy, laws, and all this, which is actually try to govern also the norms and the culture of the country or the urban area. And the other part is actually related to the basic ecosystem, which is on the infrastructure. We need to have a good, strong, physical, digital, and business infrastructure that can help to boost the efficiency of the operation. So all this is actually all related with the good public policy in helping to develop the entrepreneurship in the urban area. The other one, the third one, goes to finance. Of course, we understand access to capital, financial market, and supportive financial services. All this also, we need something to help to guide or to govern it. And the number 4, which is very important also, is about network, social capital, mentorship, collaboration in terms of the business and the private sector and the NGO, civil society. So this all the smart partnership among them, you can call it as a network, is very important also. And the third one, the last one is human capital, where we need to have a good, very skillful knowledge, talents, entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, next slide is about the third literature review, which is focused on the public policy and also the multi-level of the governance. we understand that again the policy integration across levels, the multi-levels of governance and sectors is very important for productive urban entrepreneurship. And because we know, like I just mentioned just now, it's about the public policy shape, the regulation, finance, infrastructure, and also the skills. And the governance is actually increasing the network and multi-level. And the collaboration span the public, private, and also civil society and NGOs, everything together. And this need a good coordination. If let's say we fail to do that, then it can undermine the policy intention achievement. Okay, the next one, to review, try to focus also about the sustainability and also the social entrepreneurship. This is very basic, especially in the urban area. So whether we are ready, we've aligned it with the sustainability goals, and also try to put the social entrepreneurship. So I combine this together, where we can see that social entrepreneurship in the urban area actually can address a few things, which is very important. It's about addressing the inequality. Yeah, it might be exists in the urban area, and fill the service gap in the communities and focus on the inclusion. So normally we can focus this based on the green innovation, right? Creativity idea with the and the clean energy. And the other part is sustainable entrepreneurship, where we can improve and support our integration between the environmental goals, the SDG especially, adopt the clean technology, balance profit and planet, where this is actually aligned with the SDG 8 and also SDG 11, which is actually on the decent work and economic growth, and also the sustainable cities and the community. Okay, we move to the next slide, where we can see also, but we cannot forget and put aside here, which is very important. The requirement of today is about digitalization, where we use the AI, everything, yeah, digitalization, transformation, and smart urban economies. This is actually, we can say that the growth enabler for the city or the urban area, and we try to reduce, minimize, or try to zero-rise the source of inequality. So this is actually, we have to cater it properly, because it can cause to the source of inequality, where that's why the policy have to look at how to ensure that there is the efficient operation of the digitalization, innovation ecosystem, the smart city strategies, support digital entrepreneurship, new urban marketplace, places where the platform-based business model expand urban opportunity. Okay, the next slide, we can see that this one I put together all integrating the entrepreneurship and public policy in the urban development model, where sorry, I think I changed it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is the correct slide. Okay, where we try to I try to combine all this, the theoretical together with the doing some analytical linkages of urban entrepreneurship based on these 4 dimensions that you can see here. The economic growth may be very small. Okay, you can divide it to 4 dimensions, and the last one is policy and institutional context. The first one is economic growth. We can see that some theoretical background focus on that, and we can see that focus about improving the innovation, productivity, and market disruption, where this is actually, we can see the GDP growth competitiveness. And some look at on the employment. Of course, we know that entrepreneurship normally will generate more jobs. Yeah, so employment generation. So this is based on some of the theory, for example, labor market theory, development economics. Then, of course, job creation there, the outcome from there. And but of course, we have to look at the critical insight, or something that we have to concern about, where the public policy have to take part in this, to look at the limitation or the critical insight, Okay, and the other dimension is innovation, and the last one is urban regeneration. And when we talk about this innovation, we understand it's all about the R&D, yeah, network, technological advancements, smart cities. So, about the urban sociology theory or spatial theory, where they focus on the revitalization of the community development. So this one is have to ensure that the equality in terms of many things, right? And also the well-being. And the last one is policy and institutional context. We can say that this is actually related to the enablers of constraint of the outcomes, where we need a good governance regulation and policy coherence. Try to minimize the fragmentation, which is actually will cause to the fragmentations of the policy. Normally, it will cause to ineffectiveness and inefficiency. So this is something that we need to concern about also. And in the next slide, here, this is the combination of all, where I integrated urban development model, where when we look at in this slide, you can see that the economic growth, employment generation, and the innovation and urban regeneration, the 4 dimensions just now. Okay. It's actually very much on the policy and also the institutional context, where it ties all the dimension together. So that's why we can see that the public policy especially have to play very important roles in terms of to become the mediator or the how to tie all together dimension to work together and to produce the good performance or achievement. And the next slide is just the conclusion, from the table 1 just now, the benefit and risk, entrepreneurial impact, developmental but not automatically inclusive. So this is some of the good one and also the bad one, where we say that with the good entrepreneurship in the urban area, it will increase the growth, but we have to ensure that the growth depends on human capital and institutional quality. So the good quality of the talents or the human capital is very important. And then job can expand inclusion, but also informalization. So meaning that the expansion from the entrepreneurship, it can increase more job, but also informalization beside of that. Innovation can advance smart cities but deepen inequality. Yes, the regeneration can revive places but trigger gentrification, and fragmented governance weaken all the dimension. So this is the thing, right? So before we end, okay, I will try to touch Malaysia as one of the case. So this is the next slide show you Malaysia as the primary case, where I try to put here. So we can see this is some of we start with strong institutional support, some of the institutional support, and then the city, our capital, Kuala Lumpur, as a urban hub, and we integrated policy and sustainability together. And we have the latest one, Malaysia Madani, is actually the main policy anchor with the vision where to go. Okay, the next slide. The next slide is actually this is the 5 phases that I can divide it to 5 phases of Malaysia policy evolution overview, starting with the state-led restructuring phase, and then it goes to industrialization and SME, small medium entrepreneurships growth phase, and then after that it comes to the knowledge economy and ICT phase or digitalization. Then it goes to the 4th phase, innovation-led and inclusive growth. And the latest, the fifth one is about digital resilience and Madani sustainability phase. Okay. And the next slide is about this Malaysia evolutions of entrepreneurship policy, which is I tried to bring from the beginning, 1971 to present. So I can divide it into 5 phases, but it divide to two main, the combination of phase 1 to phase 2, which is based on our early policy, which is actually the new economic policy to the new development policy from 1971 to 2000, where this is actually the things. And we can say that distribution first, the market-oriented SME and industrial development is starting here in phase 1 to phase 2 with the policy of new economic policy and also new development policy. And after that, the phase 3 to phase 5 is about the knowledge economy to Madani here now, the present. Okay, the next slide, the next slide is actually I try to bring some analysis, the comparative analysis of entrepreneurship policy and ecosystem based on Malaysia, and I try to compare it with some selected Asian countries, which is also including Indonesia, and we have also South Korea, Japan, and Singapore. So when based on this table, you can see that the dimensions of the policy orientation. Okay, Malaysia, we have the hybrid, inclusive and innovation, and also the ESG, or the environmental, social and governance policy orientation. And you can see.
Proposita, 2 minutes left, your time.
Okay, right. Okay, I try to do some summarize it. Okay, I'll try to summarize it. But basically, we can see here, Malaysia, in terms of the innovation capacity, considered as a moderate. Same with Thailand. But we compare to Indonesia, is emerging, and Singapore, together with Japan and South Korea, is very high. Okay, and the last one, the next slide. Okay, actually, sorry, I tried to touch the other one. Okay, comparative Asian model of entrepreneurship policy. So this one is the 3 broad models reflecting the policy maturity, coordination, and innovation capacity. And the last one. Okay, I just straight away go to do the conclusion. Okay. Okay. The main conclusion from my study is actually I tried to bring this. The policy implication and conclusion is about call for policy framework that align the competitiveness, equity, and sustainability is very important, where we consider that treat entrepreneurship as a policy embedded in the urban development strategy is considered the brilliant and excellent one, because we had to ensure that the entrepreneurship can help us to boost strengthen the economics and other things. If we look at this slide, it shows that the first one, strengthen interagency coordination and policy coherence. So to ensure harmonious strategy among the departments or among all the ministries in the country. And then we can go to the second one, deepen innovation capacity and high growth of financing. This is also very important. Boost the R&D, align with the very up-to-date R&D and funding for the scaling ventures or the small ventures capital, whatever, the startup. Then we go to the embedded ESG, inclusion and digital access into urban policy, together also with the entrepreneurship policy, and use the collaborative governance across public, private, and civil sectors, which combine the good partnership, between all these sectors, or where we can consider the partnership for the inclusive development. So I think with that, I end my presentation with thank you for your patience.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Rosita. Please give big applause, everyone. Your really insight presentation, Professor. Okay, so from your presentation, allow me to brief highlight several key points. First, the urgency for policy framework that align competitiveness, equity, and sustainability through strengthened interagency coordination and policy coherence, deepen innovation capacity and high growth financing, embed ESG, inclusion, and digital access into urban policy, and use collaborative governance across public, private, and civil sector. Trade entrepreneurship as a policy-embedded urban development strategy. Once again, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Ashad. Next, we will continue with the second speaker presenter, which will be not less important and interesting topic, digital bureaucracy and citizen participation. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Sung Hwan Myung, PhD, from Inha University, South Korea. He earned PhD degree in social science from Syracuse University in 1996 and 2000. He has been a professor at the Public Administration Department at Inha University, Incheon, Republic of Korea. He is the author of 10 books and more than 100 articles. His current research interests include smart cities, smart governance, e-government, blockchain government reform, industrial security, cyber security, policy decision process, policy analysis, and evaluation. The topic that will be presented is digital bureaucracy and citizen participation, redesigning participation, trust, and accountability in the AI era. Good morning, Prof. Myung. 안녕하십니다.
안녕하십니까.
만나서
말씀해
반갑습니다, Professor.
반갑습니다.
네.
음,
Now,
네.
Professor Sung Hwan Myung, time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Really appreciate having me here. And I'd like to introduce the new bureaucracy and new government strategy in the era of AI period. Okay, where's my PPT? Somebody, should I upload here? My PPT. Okay, good. Right. It's not clear about it. Anyway, it's okay. Yes. Can you read clearly? Is that okay for you?
Professor, can you replay your...
Yeah. But for me, it is not clear to read, actually. Okay, I'll try.
Okay, so the slide will present your own or will facilitate or facilitator?
Yeah, I will present my own.
Oh,
if you give me
okay.
rights.
Your own. Okay,
Screen,
okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Good. All right. So now it's clear. So I'm going to talk about the relationship between digital bureaucracy and citizen participation. The case of Korea, Indonesia, comparative study. I compare two countries. I conducted a survey 1 year ago. Actually, I conducted Korea 300 and Indonesia 300 examples.
And then I actually published this one recently in journal, SSCI Journal Systems, so you can find it. So I focused on how can we redesign the government and bureaucratic system responding to the people and citizens of Jakarta and Indonesia, Lombok, and Bali, Yogyakarta, wherever you go, especially local communities. The government should respond more efficiently and bestly, and it is set up. Yes. So that is the mission of the government must do. Look at the Indonesia, about more than almost like 300 million people live in this island, big island. There's so many islands in Indonesia, and you have this much 230 million internet users, and they will use AI actively. The most astonishing fact is that Indonesia, you have one of the most rapidly developing, growing country in the world with 5.0 GDP growth, very fast, and you will be ranked, estimated magazine, famous magazine, I just forgot what, Forbes, as predicted that you'll be ranked number 4 in the world in year 2050. Okay, so to prepare that high ranking, I think you need to investigate together with researchers in Korea and Indonesia. That is a brief summary of the article, and later I'd like to introduce the strategy of AI in Korea, and I recommend some policy implications for that, and suggest policies, recommendation for Indonesia briefly. All right, so here, I'm going to skip this. And here, the digital paradox, and maybe there will be like AI paradox today. The digital paradox means IT and AI infrastructure is necessary but not sufficient. Citizen participation requires alignment of technology use and digital leadership. It's very difficult to figure out what digital leadership is. Maybe who can understand digitalization or AI transformation, their leader is smart, we can say. Yes. Briefly look at the Indonesia, maybe the conclusion. And Indonesia is more like technology use effect is stronger than the leadership or culture style, because you are in the middle of developing, transforming stage of digitalization and AI transition. So that means you need to focus on more bigger triggers to adopt new technologies and spread it out, distribute it to the system, and learning new training systems, vitalize the market, local vendors all together. So that is make booms for opening the new market in Indonesia. That meets to the global standard. In comparison to Indonesia, Korea may need leadership, cultural, in fact, cultural differentiation that we have used to the top-down approaches and waiting for the order and just focused on good implementation, get the job done, paperwork, due process. But now that is not working anymore. So we need a more quality level of engagement. What we really need, do we really need paperwork labor, physical work labor, because AI and robot humanoids replace human, but still we have to continue to put our energy on duplicated job, routine jobs and paperwork, 9 to 5 work. Yes, those are the concerns that we have to change. So, number 3, AI era governance implicates very differently. So we need algorithmic governance. Who owns the algorithm of AI? To the hands of government or people and citizens or community? Just we got to think about it. And democratic safeguards. Human in the loop. How can we human reside in the AI system? How can human have a right to appeal because AI is wrong? Who to whom we appeal? And who is transparent? AI or people or government? Who should transparent to whom? We got to think about it. And data protection, privacy enhancing technologies are coming, but how can we apply or adopt the text to our government and societal system? And how can we categorize new privacy issues, secure, as you know, entropy, mythos, they conquer the world and they've broken the edify a war, every system around the world. They even beating U.S. government and militaries. They are the top on the top. They sitting on the top like a new emperor. So how can we block them to intrude or dominate everything happening in the world today? And participation means in the era of AI, that means co-design. Co-design. We cannot let AI design everything. We got to go there and co-work with AI. And how can we deliver our opinions and our consensus to platform that must maybe controlled by AI in the future, maybe already today. And how can we vitalize AI labs with that is toward humans' happiness? How can we do that? And core policy takeaways that Korea, we are confronting this concern. We need quality of participation, real participation, not faith, not ideology oriented. Because we have failed, our 2 presidents got impeached and now ended with this disaster tragedy. That means we just focused on quantity and economic development. Statistics has proven that, but we now realize that that is not the end, the goal of our Korea nation, because people of Korea is not happy. All right, most highest rate of suicide rate, number 1 in the world, divorce rate, number 1 in the world, low birth rate, lowest birth rate in the world, population is decreasing. So do you think that is really that Korean people are happy? We are even ranked very high ranking in terms of ITAI and every economic level. So that is a concern. Indonesia, You have a lot hurry to institutionalize technology sharp and smooth and neutralize and find out the balancing with government and governance model and local government and local and everything with new technology benefits. How can we balancing together? That is our issue today. This is a very important goal for both countries. We want to transform our bureaucratic model, bureaucracy to AI native, like the mother tongue, Korean language, Indonesian language. Indonesia need your own AI, your own native AI, familiar with your language, your system, religious cultures, and your communities. Everything this should be adjusted to your own local system and Indonesian spirit. That is what you do. The governance principles means not only the government, but private sector companies and people. They should all together to work together as partners. So human in the loop. We have to locate human everywhere AI is positioning. We have to audit in the beginning of design of new AI supported decision making system. Algorithm. Who should possess? Who is the top? Who control the algorithm? Maybe not in the hands of AI or a system. That should be in the hand of human or community or any representatives that must be in the hands anyway of human. So I concluded that in the article, TU, technology use and digital leadership alignment, mediates performance and participation. This matters. This matters. Indonesia more influenced by technology adoption. Korea less. Korea is more like influenced by new leadership or cultural impact. Okay? So I'm going to skip this because of the time constraints, and you can find out the journal. So if you put my name, search my name, and you can find it. I conduct a survey, and this is a statistics graph, a visual that the difference between Indonesia and Korea. So here, more like differences, and then here I combined all together, and pretty much Indonesia is a technology-led country in terms of digitalization and AI transformation. And here, the coherent success must be done by high TU, technology use, and high digital leadership combined together. You have to improve the level of that. And leadership should be different. The leaders should have good understandings of technology and digitalization and AI transition. Without that, otherwise, the country will stay on the low level of development. They cannot break the wall, the framework that was developed 100 years ago. Bureaucratic model, rationalism, focus model, only have a knowledge of y equal fx dependent, independent variable, and plus errors in control variables. Well, that is the world today we're living. But the world in reality, we found out that very different because AI has opened a new world that we have not experienced so far. And we have found and disclosed a new bad image, bad side of the United States of America today. They are sick. We have never acknowledged, understood, or well, we have seen that America become so sick today. So that is a new findings that we are all surprised. And European countries, they are not rich anymore. They are suffering with a lack of energy because Russia has blocked. After the Ukraine-Russian war, the pipeline is blocked and they choked the bottleneck of the energy gas pipe to European countries, so they stopped to develop. They are not rich at all this time. So
Excuse me, Professor. Your time,
yes,
3 minutes left.
okay, it's only 20 minutes. Okay.
3 minutes, Professor.
Sure. So that's what is happening around the world. So I mean, we have to think about the maybe I'm going to turn this discussions to Q&A later. We need here a strategy. Okay, I'm going to conclude with this. We need help, collective intelligence platform. The central government, local government should put look together, and we need experiment friendly culture. We need to experiment a new regime and government system with AI. And we need to support AI. What is native for Korea and Indonesia. So that means you should develop your own AI technique and platform and any other supporting instruments by your own effort. So that is a very important thing. So nowadays, the world has changed and AI become the new power, authoritative, authorship, and ownership. Who owns that AI? That is very important. Okay, thank you for listening. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor Sung Hwan Myung, bringing us the comprehensive comparative cases between South Korea and rural Indonesia. Unfortunately, because the limitation of time, but really interesting, Professor. Thank you very much, and give big applause, everyone, to Professor Sung Hwan Myung from UNIDA University. Allow me to briefly highlight several key takeaways. First, balanced investment and value-based transformation through base 1 3 core principle of AI native administration, accountability, equity, and participation, achieving participation, trust, and performance stimulants through technology use and digital leadership alignment. Second, next steps, pilot to scale roadmap, periodic audits, and open indicators for governance internalization. Once again, thank you, Professor Myo, for the enlightenment perspective.
Thank you. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih banyak, Prof. Next, I invite a third speaker who will present a psychological perspective on social transformation, a different perspective that enrich the dimension needed for sustainable development, of course. We would like to invite Professor Tomoya Susano, PhD from Sapporo Gakuin University, Japan. Professor Tomoya Susano, PhD, is a professor in the Faculty of Psychology at Sapporo Gakuin University, Japan. Specializing in clinical psychology and school counseling, he earned his PhD from Meisei University and focuses on college therapy, international comparison of expressive art techniques, and university student job hunting difficulties. His research areas are clinical psychology, school counseling, art therapy, and mental health in clinical educational setting. The topic that will be presented is clinical psychological consideration for people who cannot adapt to change, supporting the return to work of patients with depression. Good morning, Professor Sano.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Ohayo
Okay.
gozaimasu, Prof.
はい。おはようございます。
Okay, Professor Sano, the time is yours.
Yes, okay. PowerPoint slide, please.
Okay, we will
Hello,
share your
hello.
slide.
Nice to meet you. My name is Tomoyasu Sano, and I'm from Sapporo Gakuin University in Hokkaido in Japan. My specialty is clinical psychology, particularly the analysis of children doing tests. My favorite Indonesian food is gado-gado. I have a slightly different area of expertise than most of you, so I am little worried about whether I can meet your expectations. I will be talking about the topic clinical psychological considerations for people who cannot adapt to change, supporting the return to work of patients with depression. Next, please. First, as an introduction, I'd like to talk about people who cannot keep up with social change. Next, please. In modern society, change is inevitable. Groups that resist change will find it difficult to progress, and their productivity will stagnate. However, when attempting the reform a group, there will always be certain number of people who resist change. This is because human groups, to a greater or less extent, have tendency to resist change. Next, please. Nonsense. Our society consistently needs change. Clinical psychology focus on those who cannot accept change and experience maladjustment. Those who cannot accept change in school or workplace sometimes develop depression. Next, please. And therefore, this presentation, I will discuss example of resistance to change in groups, the instance and the diagnostics criteria of depression, and for the return to work of patients with depression. Next, please. As my specialty is clinical psychology, it is difficult for me to discuss the broad perspective of social change. And this is because we primarily support individuals and even small groups, such as families and classrooms. Therefore, as examples of resistance to change within the aforementioned groups, I would like to present two examples of fictional families. Next, please. A family of the first example, a family of five: grandfather, grandmother, father, mother, and daughter. Daughter was 30 years old. The father and mother work during the day. The grandmother and grandfather stay at home. Family relationships are good. Next, please. One day, the grandfather died from the illness. Grandfather dies from the illness. Immediately afterward, the daughter stops going to school. School counselors and teachers explore various possibilities for truancy. But there were no problems with friendships, relationships with teachers, or academic performances. Next, please. After some time, the total reason for the truancy was I thought that I went to school, grandma would be alone, all alone and lonely. This is an example of how good family relationship can prevent change. Next, please. Next example, alcoholic couple. A family of two consisting of an alcoholic husband and a wife who works in an office. The husband is receiving treatment at a hospital to quit drinking, and the wife is sincerely supporting him. The husband finds the wine. However, the wife always keeps cooking wine in the kitchen. The husband finds the wine, drinks at it all, and the treatment has to start all over again. Why does the wife always keep cooking wine on hand? In this family, the role of the husband who is cared for and wife who provides care have become fixed and stable. Next, please. To maintain this stable relationship, it is inconvenient for the husband's illness to improve. Therefore, the wife unconsciously keep cooking wine on hand. Next, please. The family has fixed and stable dynamic where the husband is cared for and the wife is the caregiver. To maintain this stable relationship, it is inconvenient for husband illness to improve. The wife unconsciously keeps cooking wine on hand. This is another example of how the stable relationship between the two was prevented from changing. Next, please. Depression is sometimes called cold of the mind, and it is mental illness that can affect many people. So, specific symptoms of depression include depressed mood, sleep disturbance, sudden weight gain or loss, decreased motivation and concentration, and severe fatigue. Next, please. Coincidentally, according to one researcher, the instance of depression in Japan and Indonesia is approximately 6%. This means that roughly 1 in 15 people may experience depression at some point in their lives. Next, please. Here are some of the criteria for depression used by American Psychiatric Association. 5 or more of following symptoms have been present during the same 2 weeks period and represent a change from previous functioning. At least one of symptoms is either 1, a depressed mood, or 2, loss of interest or pleasure. 1. Depressed mood most of the day. Next, please. 2. Marked dismissed interest or pleasure in all or almost all. 3. Significant weight loss when not dieting or weight gain. Next, please. 4. Insomnia or hypersomnia nearly every day. 5. Psychomotor agitation or retardation nearly every day, fatigue or loss of energy nearly every day. Next, please. 7. Feeling of worthlessness or excessive or inappropriate guilt. 8. Diminished ability to think or concentrate or indecisiveness nearly every day. Next, please. Recurrent thought of this. Next, please. This is criteria. Next, please. The following steps have been proposed by Japanese Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare to ensure the patients with depression can return to work appropriately. An outline of those steps in provided below. I introduce these steps for return to work by Japanese Ministry of Health. Next, please. Step 1. Comment of sick leave and care during leave. A medical certificate is submitted by primary doctor and the leave begins. Employees should provide support such as information provision to ensure the employees can focus on their recovery with peace of mind during their sick leave period, including the following. Next, please. Financial support, introduction to resource for anxiety and worry consultation, public or private workplace return support service, maximum period of leave. Next, please. Step 2. Primary doctor's determinations of work return to work potential. When an employee wishes to return to work, the primary doctor submits a medical certificate determining whether they are able to return. However, since the primary doctor may not be familiar with job content and required skills at the workplace, it is important for an industrial physician familiar with the job content to provide an opinion to the primary doctor. Next, please. Step 3. Determination of feasibility of return to work and creation of work return to work support plan. A primary step of to find final return to work. Employees and staff gather necessary information and create concentrate plan for employees return to work. Next, please. For example, information gathering, confirmation of workers' willingness to return to work, information gathering from the primary doctor by the industrial physician, evaluation of the workers' condition, evaluation of work environment. It is recommended to gather information like this. Next, please. Creation of sophisticated plan data of return to work, consideration of workload and work content, resistment of transfer, follow up by staff. We created return to work plan while deciding on these items. Next, please. Step 4 involves employer making a final decision on employees' return to work and employees then returns to the workplace. And finally, this steps the employees return to work. Next, please. Step 5. Following after returning work. Confirmation of this presence of absence of this disease replace recurrence or emergence of new problems. Early detection and prompt response to disease replace are essential. evaluation of work status and work performance ability. An objectively evaluation is conducted taking into account not only the worker's opinion, but also the opinions of managers and supervisors. Confirmation of the implementation status of return to work support plan. Confirmation that the return to work support plan is being implemented as a planned. The confirmation of treatment status. Obtain the worker's opinion from their primary doctor regarding their hospital visit, medical condition, and future outlook. Next, please. Evaluation and review of return to work support plan. Conducting an evaluation from various perspectives, and if there are groups, consider changing in context of return to work support plan in cooperation with the relevant parties. If improvement of a work environment aims to create workplace where workers returning to work experience less stress, and consider evaluating and improving the workers' environment, including work environment methods, working hours, and personal management. But, plus, the consideration for managers, colleagues, ensure the managers and colleagues in workplace welcoming back to employees to not bear an excessive burden. Next, please. Yeah, I would like to highlight some key points based on practical experience in supporting the return to work depression patients in Japan. Next, please. During the list of people with depression, when depression is severe, the individual is prone to making negative judgment. Therefore, important decisions should be made when the depression is less severe. The period when depression high has slightly improved from its worst point is critical time for suicide. Continuous medication is crucial. Next, please. Immediately after a person with depression returns to work, this individual is prone to anxiety, and if middle-aged or older, also has strong sense of pride in their work. Therefore, assign them important tasks but without strict deadlines. This individual is easily bothered by the presence of others. They will adapt more easily if their workplace is positive, facing in the wall, or if screen is used. Prevent other person's sight. Eye. Next. Next, please. Conclusion. It's my conclusion, and next, please. Over my passion will stagnate unless we continue to reform. However, society and organization are composed of individuals, and individuals have diverse personalities and behavioral tendencies, and there are times when next, please. I would be happy if you would remember that inability to adapt to change is also a part of individuality that should be respected and is a target for support. That's all. Thank you for listening. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Professor Tomoyasu Sano, for your deeply meaningful and reflective presentation. Domo arigatou gozaimasu, Prof. Sano. We can highlight several key insights from the Prof. Sano presentation. First, our society and organization will stagnate unless we continue to reform. However, society and organization are composed of individuals, and individuals have diverse personalities and behavioral tendencies, and there are times when they cannot adapt to change. And the last one, remember, inability to adapt to change is also a part of individuality that should be respected and is a target for support. Please give applause for Professor Tomoyasu Sano, everyone. The next speaker will offer another interesting perspective related to the importance of communication in strengthening democracy and public trust. I'd like to invite Professor Lubna Zahir to present the presentation. Professor Lubna Zahir, PhD, is a professor and chairperson, Film and Broadcasting Department, School of Communication Studies, University of the Punjab, Lahore, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. She is chairperson, Council of Complaint Punjab, also chairperson, Pakistan Electronic Media Regulatory Authority, PEMRA. Dr. Lubna Zahir will present media policy impact on strengthening democracy and public trust. The time is yours, Professor Lubna Zahir. Dr. Lubna Zahir.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
We can hear your voice, but we can see your picture actually.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear your voice clear here.
Okay. Okay. Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
Iya, licik gaya dong. Foto itu ditambahin di pen 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 brush itu loh, pen apa?
Okay. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to present my humble thoughts at this prestigious forum. Thank you very much to Professor Rita. We will talk about media, democracy, and public trust today. Can you please share my slides, please?
We will show you a slide for the short time.
Can anyone please share my slides?
Yes, we will share your slide.
Please. Thank you. This is an established notion that media is considered disconnected. Media is considered as the fourth pillar of state, which monitors the functions of uh, government and the state. It also facilitates uh, the active citizenry, and it is the media that I mean broadens the public knowledge about different political and social issues. And as we know that it is believed that an active citizen is the result of the best practices of media, because it is the media that engages people directly by an open access to take part in government functions on behalf of the society. Many reports and the researchers and international organizations believe that the aim of mass media is to prevent the corruption, maladministration, and to control the arbitrary actions of public officials. And media is there to expose the corrupt practices and corrupt officials, and also through the media hidden practices into the public domain, which are not the benefit of the people are exposed. So, in any democratic, country or the society, the importance of media. Can you please change the slide? I'm sorry, I forgot to tell. Thank you. So when we talk about the democracy and the media, the relationship is very much important because democracy in contemporary societies fundamentally rely on a robust information ecosystem. So it is the media which is available to provide a different kind of uh, information to the people, uh, and for the there is an issue. There is an issue. I'm sorry, there is some signal issue. That is why I am uh, on the audio mode now. I'm sorry. Insofar as Pakistan is concerned, since 2025, electronic media has emerged. Second slide, please. Since 2025, electronic media has emerged as a powerful force in Pakistan, shifting from a state-owned monopoly to a vibrant private media landscape, and that private media influences the public narrative and also sometimes influences the government policy. It is also believed that the framework of Pakistani media has been historically shaped by military regimes with both internal and external pressures and organizations. So when we talk about Pakistani media and the journalism in Pakistan, like various other countries of the world, journalists have to face various pressures in form of censorship, media ownership concentration, various legislations and laws, etc. And nowadays and in recent years, to avoid state control and the censorship and other pressures, many independent journalists and media practitioners have turned to mobile journalism and new media and digital media technologies. And so is the case of politicians, that various political leaders use uh, platforms like Twitters just to bypass traditional media to mobilize youth and construct strategic narratives to influence their voters, and vice versa. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. Insofar as media and democracy in Pakistan is concerned, as I said earlier, that democracy in contemporary societies fundamentally depend on the quality of public discourse and the flow of information and a robust information ecosystem. So we feel that contemporary democracies across the globe are experiences experiencing unprecedented challenges to this fundamental trust. In Pakistan, also, this rule is constitutionally protected, although under Article 19 and 19A of the Constitution of Pakistan, which guarantees the freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and right to information. But it is believed that the relationship between the media and democracy in Pakistan is complex, often a contradictory dynamic where the press swings between being a watchdog for democratic accountability and an instrument for state-led narrative control. Although in Pakistan, we also use this sentence that media is the fourth pillar of the society. However, in democratic process and in democratic potential, there has been historically hindrance by systematic state control and in evolving form of censorship. Next, please. Media and public trust has a relationship, and many researchers have proved it. Public trust, as it is defined as citizens' confidence in institutions' fairness, competence, and responsiveness, serve as the cornerstone stone for democratic legitimacy and effective governance. Likewise, the concept of public trust deficit refers to the erosion of citizen confidence in the state institutions, media organizations, and democratic process. And this phenomena is particularly acute in Pakistan, where decades of institutional instability, military interventions, and government failures have created deep rooted skepticism uh, mm, towards formal democratic institutions. The foundation of democratic stability and institutional effectiveness is contingent upon public trust. However, in transitional democracies like Pakistan, trust in state institution is often shaped by political situation, judicial state of affairs, and civil military relationships. Many researches indicate, next slide please, indicate that various credible news media can significantly enhance public trust by acting as a transparent bridge. The prevalence of misinformation and state-sponsored digital authoritarianism often works to decline institutional legitimacy. The media can also act as a catalyst for institutional trust when it prioritizes the credibility and transparency, especially during period of national crisis. Credible news media has been shown to significantly enhance public trust in government during crisis in Pakistan. When media outlets provide uh, clear, factual data about government actions, public confidence in those institutions increases. Um, but when journalists fulfill their moral obligation to scrutinize the powerful on behalf of the powerless, even then they earn a trust bonus from the public. So, this collective trust in the media environment can extend to the institutions being reported on, provided the reporting is seen as fair and objective. Next, please. But also sometimes it happens that whenever media is become the mouthpiece of the government or the institutions, it become a cause of decline of trust and the trust deficit on the institution of media as well as on the other democratic institutions. Media representation strongly influences public trust, particularly regarding institutions such as government, health agencies, and educational bodies. It is believed that when the media portrays these institutions positively, trust level tend to increase, while negative or biased coverage can erode public confidence. But it is not like so all the in all the instances, because people in Pakistan have a level of understanding and literacy that whenever media become the mouthpiece of the institutes and praises the institutes and democratic organizations in a way that is contradictory to the ground realities, then the trust of the credibility of media is also affected, and it becomes counterproductive for the media and for that organization to praise any institution. Media representation during the COVID-19, for instance, showed that biased reporting and misinformation led to public skepticism about health measures and vaccine. The media environment in Pakistan often contributes to a widening trust deficit through the circulation of partisan narratives and the state's own tactics to undermine its critics. The rampant spread of misinformation, particularly on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter, poses a serious threat to institutional legitimacy. It has also been noted that once the reputation of a media house or a media organization or any government organization is by fake news, the public often stop trusting the information entirely. Populist political leaders in Pakistan have successfully instrumentalized real or manufactured crises to blur the line between reality and the fiction. Next, please. It has been noted that state authorities sometimes themselves decline trust in the media institutions to maintain control by disseminating disinformation and fake news online to target opposite groups. And this informational flooding makes it difficult for the public to find reliable information, leading to a general decline in trust across both media and government uh, institutions. Social media platforms have intensified this impact by allowing instantaneous publishing, providing fertile ground for misinformation and fake news, often consumed by the public without any verification. Next, please. In Pakistan, it is believed that mainstream media continues to play a consequential role in political communication, agenda setting, public discourse, opinion formation, and despite the rise of the digital alternative. However, the politicization and partisanship of mainstream media channels have substantially affected their capacity to facilitate neutral public discussion and maintain public trust. Many researches and reports have shown that media play a crucial role in strengthening democracy in Pakistan. However, this capacity depends on media's independence, regulatory frameworks, and professional standards. It has been observed that political polarization in Pakistan has deepened over the past decades, where media driven narratives act as catalysts by creating an environment for extremist discourses, disinformation, and misinformation at the cost of civic engagement and especially political participation. So, the television news channels' partisan coverage enhances political division and polarization by reinforces ideologies and selectively highlighting information that serves particular political agendas or political parties, constraining reasons, deliberation, and consensus building. Next, please. So, what are the challenges to public trust deficit in Pakistan? Perceived institutional performance, political polarization, media exposure, and corruption perception are relevant predictors, according to the researchers, of predictors of trust changes. While civic efficacy and democratic commitment can function as moderating factors that alleviate distrust. Likewise, media credibility, which is defined as citizens' perception of journalism's accuracy, fairness, trustworthiness, and credibility, has has declined substantially alongside broader institutional trust deficit. Despite social media contributing to media literacy and public trust, it remains challenged by partisan coverage and misinformation proliferation. Misinformation and disinformation in Pakistan has further eroded public trust and distorted political discourse. Although awareness exists, gaps in media literacy remain. While users increasingly engage in verification practices indicating active audience behavior, gaps in political knowledge also and trust in media are have been observed among university students, while media literacy remains still an undeveloped within political socialization process. Next, please. Uh, Pakistan's democratic system faces multifaceted challenges stemming from the intersecting pressures of media polarization, institutional disinterest, and constrained civic participation. So, it is believed that political polarization poses a significant risk to democratic stability as it diminishes pluralism, discourages dissent, and undermines norms of negotiation. And this kind of political polarization is believed to be enhanced by Pakistani media. And it is also believed that since media enhances the political polarization, so media has become a constant cause of damaging the trust on democracy and democratic institutions by the people. Uh, Likewise, the digital divide and algorithmic amplification of elite narratives through digital media further reproduces patterns of democratic exclusion and inequality. Algorithmic systems favor normally urban elite voices, while marginalized communities, particularly women, ethnic minorities, and rural populations, experience digital silencing because sometime, rather most of the time, they don't have access or the training regarding digital technology usage. As a result, participation often remains symbolic rather than substantive, and the promise of digital democracy remain unfulfilled. The deep state practice in Pakistan, including military and intelligence agencies, undermine legal and political structures also through sometimes law exploitation and institutional imbalance, resulting in unpredictable policymaking, weak intergovernmental cooperation, and citizens' demoralization. Without restoring institutional balance and strengthening accountability, persistent distrust risks and entrenching non representative power and threatening long term democratic stability in Pakistan. Next, please, addressing media, democracy, and trust nexus. It is believed that there is a dire need of reforms in terms of media literacy, accountability, and also regulatory strengthening. It is also said and believed that political education and civic engagement must be strengthened through media and through educational institutes and curriculum. Likewise, media literacy should also be included uh, and educated algorithm awareness and verification skills. In other words, media literacy should be enhanced through the media also and through the educational institutes. It is also believed that collaboration among civil society, academia, and media have become very much essential for such kind of awareness. Government communication must also emphasize transparency in political participation, and likewise, regulatory reforms should be improved should improve journalism standards and accountability and code of conduct. In this regard, media code of conduct should be practiced. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Lubna Zahir, for your insightful and factful presentation. Please give applause to Professor Lubna Zahir, everyone. Allow me to summarize several key points. First, media plays a vital role as the fourth pillar of democracy, promoting transparency, accountability, and citizen engagement. However, challenges such as political pressure, misinformation, and media polarization can weaken public trust and distort democratic process. Therefore, strengthening media credibility, literacy, and multi-stakeholder collaboration is essential to rebuild trust and support democratic governance. Once again, thank you, Professor Lubna, to insightful contribution. Last but
Thank
not
you very
least,
much.
you're welcome, Professor. Last but not least, this is the final speaker, Dr. Pupanuswaran Kunasekaran from University Putra, Malaysia, who will deliver a very interesting topic on important on tourism and a tool for sustainable community development. Therefore, we will listen carefully to this topic. Dr. Pupanuswaran Kunasekaran is a Deputy Director, UPM Press, Honorary Treasurer ASEAN Tourism Research Association. Also, he is Editor-in-Chief, Pertanika Journal of Social Science and Humanities, Scopus Q1. The topic that will be presented is Tourism as Sustainable Community Development Tool for Indigenous People in Malaysia. Dr. Papanaswaran, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you to the chairperson. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear your voice.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for inviting and wish the best for the international conference. And I will just give me one moment. I'll just share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. If someone can verify.
Yes, Professor, you can start your presentation.
Okay, yeah. So I think as mentioned by the chair just now, I'm from UPM and I'm at UPM Press now. And what we do publish books, and we have about 40 journals under us. And if anyone interested, you can submit your manuscripts to us. As you know, Pertanika is one of our iconic product, and you can also attempt. It is in Scopus Q1 and Web of Science as well. And we do publish books as well. All our books are indexed in Scopus. Okay, you can approach us if you need more info. And for today, I will be talking about sustainable tourism and community development. I will be showing the cases of indigenous people. I've been doing this study for the past 20 years. I will show you several pictures and real on the ground research. So you may want to have anything. So the issue is why sustainable tourism? Everywhere we see sustainable development goals, sustainability and all, but why it is very necessary? If you look at global population surpassed 8 billion as compared to the year, let's say like 1950, it was only 2.5 billion to 2 billion plus, right? And the population is increasing and the resources are limited. So more people going for similar or lesser diminishing resources. Therefore, we need a balanced development, right? We can't say that we cannot extract anything from the earth. We need the resources. However, sustainable development is important. I will relate this to tourism as well. So you can see the Tethys Glacier is rapidly melting, right? If you have time, you can read. And when we look at other issues that's happening, pandemic or the Middle East war, which is happening now, other contemporary issues, climate change is utmost tragic, drastic, and quite crucial, right? And it will definitely create negative externalities or negative significant implication for tourism, especially coastal tourism, island tourism destinations. I believe the picture there is of Tuvalu when they addressed foreign ministers of Tuvalu when they address United Nations conference, whereby water is at their knee level already, whereby in the previous years this was not the situation. So there's a serious call the earth global leaders to address this issue. And COVID-19 was just one. UN said there are many more. There are about 1.7 million more undiscovered viruses hidden in the nature, right? And we have to be prepared, right? We cannot see that COVID is over. Okay, next this war is over. We can relax. There are new issues, recession, natural disasters are there for us to encounter, for us to go through, for us to survive and sustain. And zooming into tourism, so what is the relationship of these, the ones that I explained, and community-based or rural tourism? Tourism is a soft industry, okay, and usually we concentrate to a particular destination. We need to diversify, right? I was at Bali just a couple of months ago. That's like my 5th visit to Bali itself. And when I went with my family, right, I realized that there are lots of new destinations explored, initiated by the government, the Nusa Penida and other new islands, right, propagated and amplified by the government, which is good. This is what we want, rather than focusing on just Kuta area or just Sanur or Uluwatu, right? It will destroy the environment. It will also give greater impact to the local community. So we need to diversify tourism destination, and of course, community-based tourism involving local communities is at most important here. So community-based tourism says that the community themselves, they must take ownership, they must manage the business, they must control the business, and they are the deciding factor, right, of the particular product, not outsiders, not government or a third party, right? So if you dissect the SDG goals, if you really look into the goals from 1987 from Brundtland Commission, when it was first initiated, we had economic, we had socio-cultural and environment. There's 3 dimensions by Dr. Joe Brundtland effort, Norwegian president that time, right? And from there we had the millennial goals, MDGs, and in 2015 the 17 goals were released up to 2030. It's going to end, right? If you look at these goals, initially very much on environment. The current ones are very much on communities, empowering communities, giving them opportunities, reduce inequality. And in tourism, this is what we always propagate. Don't see the community as an object. Tourists should not see them as subject. They should be treated as subject, right? And give them opportunities to run the show. Let them learn. So what is indigenous tourism? As I mentioned earlier, indigenous people, they themselves must be involved in the tourism. Indigenous are the orang asal, orang adat, orang adat. Indonesian language, Indonesian for Indonesia is orang adat. Right? So they must involve in tourism themselves without without giving the ownership to outsiders or to operators. So some of the good practices, if you see the Maoris of New Zealand, okay, they sell their culture, they tell people about their culture, at the same time they control the business. The Mohegan Pequot people of the US, the Red Indians, they don't exactly sell their culture, they don't exactly commodify or commercialize their culture, but they have indigenous casinos and they control the business. And the others, so this is less preferred, right? Indigenous people do the business, but outsiders gain the benefit the most. This is the one I said, the Mohegan Sun people, the indigenous people, they run their own business, they have their own casino. And they are the board of directors of the business. Right? If you have time, you can read about it. Familiar with these words? Familiar with these people? Anyone? Okay. So the word indigenous was first officially used by United Nations in 2002, and countries, they had their own indigenous people, right? In India, the Adivasis; in China, the Uyghur Zhuang people; in Indonesia, as I said just now, Masyarakat Adat, right? The Australia, Aborigine, the Threads people, and the Maori of New Zealand, just Canada, and Malaysia is Orang Asli, and so on. And in Europe, not many, they are a bit scattered. The Sami people, Ticunas of Brazil. You could see the confrontation during the World Cup, right? Ainus of Japan, and there are many more countries with indigenous people, the Philippines and the others. In Thailand also, the Karen community, right? So this community, when they are given opportunity and they are supported, they create this indigenous tourism as a product, creates a lot of income, as you can see. I wouldn't want to go through the details specifically, but you can read. If you have time, please read. Some of the activities that indigenous people, these are all in Malaysia, the Malaysian sample, they can sell their culture. Okay, they can commodify their culture, traditional dance, song, food. This is the Mahmeri community. It's about 1 hour, less than an hour from Kuala Lumpur. Okay, they're good in. Somebody's mic is on. Are you asking a question? Okay, I'll just proceed. Traditional dance, traditional game, wedding events, meaning tourists go there to see all this. And indigenous people also make money by selling things to the tourist, the second one. And they also bring tourists to enjoy scenery, bring them for jungle trekking, water rafting. They gain income by doing this. And they also provide environmental conservation. They do tree planting. Tourism does not harm environment as big as other industries, right? As compared to the industrial or production section. Okay, I'll just keep. If I believe there are students here as well. If you want to explore more, you can study about these climate change, indigenous tourism. These are potential areas. Not many studies. There are studies, but if you can explore on this co-management approach, indigenous tourism, empowerment. Are they well empowered? There are lots of studies here, but we need contemporary studies on this. Community capacity building, health awareness. And you can ask yourself, I think due to time limitation, I wouldn't want to ask this, but please do a self-reflection. Can we attain sustainable tourism development? Which is preferred? Let's say this is A or B. Or if I can quickly ask you, anyone, which is preferred? On your left or on your right? Anyone? Are you allowed to on your mic and talk? Which is preferred? Okay, maybe you're not enabled to on your mic and talk. B is definitely preferred. Okay, B1, the social cultural values, community norms. Okay, to be the outer layer that will control the environment and economic benefit, economic commodification is in control of these other elements, outer layers. But unfortunately, this is controlling the world. The capitalism, economic is controlling the environment, and socio-cultural is a small element in here. We need to find somewhere the sustainability here, right? As I said earlier, more of the goals, the SDGs are very much concentrated on people rather than the ecological and spiritual elements, which is good. So the last part of my presentation, I will show you. I know you don't like to see words. You want to see some pictures. Some of my studies personally that I went to the communities, Mahmeri, Negrito, Palau, Dayak, and Semai people in Malaysia. Number one, the Mahmeri people. Okay. This is some data of my 20 years study. They do tourism, but somehow I could realize that it is staged authenticity. They have to sacrifice their culture to attract tourists. They have to sacrifice, they have to modify their culture to attract tourists to their place. According to them, culture is beyond money. Okay, yes, our income is not consistent. Tourists they don't always go there, but they won't stop. According to them, they are moyang. I don't know. I think in Indonesian language, moyang is similar to Malay language. My moya, their ancestors come to their dream, okay, and advise me not to leave tourism no matter what. I must keep on doing carving, ukiran. I must do carving and sell to tourists. But I also see that there are lots of support by government, Malaysian government. Sometimes too much of support is also not good for the community. A lot is given to the community, and they have to somehow learn how to survive, right? This is another one, the Negritos. These are the oldest, one of the oldest in Southeast Asia. The Negrito indigenous community. This is in Malaysia, Royal Belum, protected Royal Belum State Park. Empowerment. We are always invited for opinion in tourism development plans. This is quite common. When I was in Bandung just like 10 days ago. I was there for a week for a community project. Empowerment is always the issue everywhere, right? I was in Desa Tarumajaya in Bandung, in the rural area of Bandung, right? So I saw this issue also there. Communities are always involved. However, the final decision somehow is top down. This is quite common. This also happened in many countries when I was in the Europe or the US, in India, in China, right? So this is what we want to somehow a balanced co-management approach to happen, right? Community should be consulted, and in decision making also involve them, because they are the one to take ownership in the end. And when there's no genuine participation of the community in decision making process, sustainability is questionable, right? Genuine participation. Okay. Community capacity, we have indigenous tour packages. Okay. It was prepared by an outsider who runs the program, but he promotes this village, he brings in tourists, but we are very grateful, but we don't get paid higher because outsider get the money most, right? One thing I learned from the local government of Bandung, they do this very well. They train the youngsters when I was there 10 days ago. So it's quite good, the local government there and the state Bandung district government was there. They are really training the local people to do themselves. This is what we want, right? Palau at Borneo Island as well. Okay. These are stateless people. They just, I don't know whether you can believe or not. They just stay on the boat. They don't have land. They don't stay on the land. They are stateless people. They don't belong to Malaysia or the Philippines. This is bordering Malaysia and Philippines, Borneo Island. So tourism is actually helping them on survival mode. Okay. The local people don't buy from us. We expect only tourists. If I don't sell these coral crab, they are very good in diving. They can dive without oxygen. They can be underwater for about 2 minutes. They go to the coral reef. They can catch this coral crab and they can sell to tourists. We want to do tourism, but we don't have basic education. According to our constitution, we cannot give education to non-citizens of our country. I think this is quite similar to any country. We don't have phone, we don't have how to read, but they have the capacity to do the work. Of course, NGOs are helping them to give them basic education. So these are some of the issues, right? Maybe the last one, the Dayak. This is women empowerment, another project that I was doing in Sarawak. It's quite close to Kalimantan. And according to them, the women leaders, did no, this one particular person that I do tourism business myself. Last week, I managed to secure 7 buses of tourists from Kalimantan to Sarawak. Right? Government intervention, we still don't have good communication and negotiation skill. This is what they want from the government agencies. Right? Our main aim is to tell people about our culture. So most of these studies that what I can summarize, most of these studies, they emphasize on the communities are not very much for money. They want to tell to outsiders about their culture. It's the same story when I was in China as well. I got some study research going on in China with my PhD students, especially in Haikao, Sanya, in Hainan, whereby the local community, they want to see outsiders. Tourism is not only to make money. Yes, tourists go there to buy things, souvenir, they get some income, but local communities, they are very happy. They want to tell their culture. That's the role of tourism itself, right? Oh, the one last one, Samai of Cameron Highlands in Malaysia, right? Samai people, no visitor. It's a top tourism destination. However, not many visitors. Similar to the Bandung case. I realized this in Bandung. Bandung is a top tourism destination, not so far from Jakarta. However, tourists are not going. Local tourists are going from Jakarta, but international tourists are not there. So I gave them some suggestion as well. Why they are not going? Tourists are not going. Okay, feeding culture, tourism would help us to re-establish the forgotten tradition practices. So tourism is important for local communities, rural communities. Why? It allows them to share. That makes the youngsters to stay in the city, in the rural area. They have job, they have dance to do. Because youngsters wouldn't want to really stay in the rural areas because they want to go to cities and find, maybe to live in the metropolitan city and to have some contemporary modern job. They don't want to be in the rural area. So tourism will allow them to be there. I was also happy to see the Kecak dance and performances in Bali. They've made it to happen in few areas. So many dancers performing every day, and it gives lots of job opportunity to the youngsters and the people who preserve culture of the community. So this is quite important. Okay.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yeah.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm at the conclusion. I believe you got my message. Tourism is an important tool for community well-being, community development. However, genuine involvement of the community is important. You can ask your kids to study. You can force them. You can send them for classes, extra classes. However, they don't genuinely involve in the learning. They can score, but they not sustain their education and values from the education, right? They were not given fair opportunity, right? In many occasions, local communities are just at the surface level, right? They are not given full. This is not only in one single country. Most of the countries this is happening, right? And some of the scholars also highlighted that the roles and contribution of people in rural areas consistently ignored. This is what I told you earlier. And my own study as well, many studies you can read the published papers. Sustainable tourism is possible when there's a combination of community resources, good resources, community must have resources, community development elements, and also participation from them. However, this is a big issue in rural areas. Okay, with that, I would like to thank, and if you like to ask anything or any collaboration, you can see my name and you can search in Google or can communicate with me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Papanaswaran Kunaskaran, for your insightful and enriching presentation. Your presentation provided an important perspective on sustainable tourism and community development. Please give applause to Dr. Papanaswaran Kunaskaran. Allow me to highlight several key takeaways. They were not given fair opportunity to voice out their views, opinion, to express their values, knowledge, and experience in the growth and development of local communities. Tun Ling and Kai indicated that the roles and contribution of people in rural areas were consistently ignored and failed to be reflected in the mainstream media. The last one, sustainable tourism development is possible to attain with a combination community resources and community development element. Now is a Q&A session. As stated at the opening remarks in the Q&A session, we would like invite 3 participants will be given the opportunity to raise question. Each question is expected to be delivered clearly, concisely, and precisely, and directed to the speaker. Use the raise hand feature or chat to all to ask question. Please state your name and affiliation. We have first Ms. Trufi Murdiani from Unisba.
Yes,
Okay, please.
thank you, Miss Moderator, to give me chance to ask. Let me ask to Dr. Rosita.
Okay,
My
Dr.
question
Rosita.
is, Dr. Rosita,
Um,
my question
yeah.
is, what policy are needed to ensure fair visibility for small digital entrepreneurs on social media platforms in developing countries like Indonesia?
Um, Sorry again.
Yeah. What do you think that we can build policy like government policy to ensure that small digital entrepreneurs can make up their business on social media platforms?
Oh, okay. Okay, I try. Yeah. You mean that the way how to encourage and provide the suitable policy for the small entrepreneur in Indonesia, especially in terms of the using the digitalization, is it the e-business?
Yes, to support small and medium enterprises.
Okay. Basically, what we did in Malaysia, maybe some experience that we have here. The policy is actually not just only the policy. Just only based on the government intervention, but normally it's also some if from the policy, normally government will try to support in terms of providing the financial, which is I mentioned earlier. One of the mechanism that can support and boost the give the motivation for all the small entrepreneurs, providing them the grants, and beside of that, of course, with the training that is consider the what is that through some of the institution that we have here in Malaysia, like we have the SME Corp, yeah, and that base meaning that the institution is actually really cater on all the issues related to the small entrepreneurs. And also we also have like the what is that, the small entrepreneur digitalization. So this is actually to support in terms of to provide more guidance and also training for the micro and small entrepreneurs to start up, and also to have more ability to go further with the online business, okay, and to enhance their business expansion. Okay, so okay, I think
Okay.
maybe Indonesia can try to build that one, because
Yes,
from my
I emphasize the training to SME owner to improve their business. They can use some digital technology, some digital platform to support the business.
okay, right, thank you.
Okay.
Right.
So thank you, Dr. Rosita.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Hope
Okay.
that this will answer you properly. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Druvi, and also Dr.
Thank you.
Rosita. We found the question from the chat box also for Dr. Rosita Arshad. How can the integration of policy-embedded entrepreneurship within a multi-level governance framework effectively drive inclusive and sustainable urban development while taking into account real public policy like regulation, financing, infrastructure, and skills, the dynamic of cross-sector collaboration, potential coordination failures, and the risk of unequal distribution of benefit across society? Please, Dr. Rosita.
Oh, okay. It's very long question here, so I try to answer as I can. So the integration is actually, this is actually the thing, that the challenge that we faced with. Like I try to discuss and share the experience from some from Malaysia itself, and also some selected Asian countries where we do the comparison. So we can take some of the good one, especially from this Japan, okay, and South Korea, and also Singapore. So they are really matured in terms of this, having a good integration of the public policy or policy for the entrepreneurship. So the multi level governance, that is also the challenge. However, we can say that even there is the multi governance, that we cannot avoid. We have so many state, okay. Maybe in Indonesia also you have your many level of institution, okay, in terms of the decision and planning for the policy or the policy formulation. So that will be some limitation. But of course, the multi-level governance, so we have to have the coordination. So that's why we call it as a network governance or the collaborative governance, which is some will be hybrid, okay, meaning that some will be hybrid in terms of doing it voluntarily, okay, from the private sector together with the government. So it can be also the multi-level governance is based on the like Malaysia, we have the federal government, and then we have the state government, and then we have the local government. So the federal government actually, especially, will play their really serious, especially because we have the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and cooperation. So that will be considered they are leading in doing most of the decision and the policy to ensure that the multi-level of governance framework can be combined together, work together. Yeah. So is it help to answer this? Yeah.
Okay, thank you
Meaning
for the
that,
question
from
and thoughtful
that,
response.
of course, you will, meaning that the regulation or even the financing infrastructure like grant or the financial supporting, okay, through the central, then it will goes to others, until the level of the state and also the local government.
Okay, thank you, Professor Rosita Arshad, for the answer. I hope the response has addressed the question properly for the Mutia Agni Adiski. With your permission, we would like also to invite Professor Myong to respond to this question briefly. The question addressed how policy embedded entrepreneurship within a multi-level governance framework can drive inclusive and sustainable urban development, while considering public policy role, cross-sector collaboration, coordination challenge, and there is an equal benefit distribution. Professor Song Hwan Myong, would you like to answer the question?
Okay. Now the governance model is popular around the world, but not many countries are successful in reality, in real world to efficiently or effectively run the governance model. The governance model is based upon mutual cooperative partnership among government sector and private sector organizations and public, including citizens in every urban areas. But it is very difficult to share the powers and budget and distribute to the different authorship and communities and local governments altogether. So that is pretty much the role of highest ranking decision makers, let's say president level, at least the leader, the highest ranked leader should make decision and should initiate the reform and innovation throughout the society. Okay, so that means offline reform, offline innovation should come first beforehand adopting AI, whatever digital technology is. Without that, nothing can be done. For example, in Korea, for the last 20 or 30 years, offline reform policy comes first, and then the government have decided to only use automated system, get rid of the paperwork, paper using labors, and then every administrative process should be open to the public, and citizen public can monitor what the government is doing, and the budget, the spending, and every spending items must be open to the public if they have a right to know. And AI and digital devices only supporting and faster and make more efficient cost reduction. That IT and technology is the main purpose, main goal. So, I mean, the most important thing is leadership, initiatives, and make a roadmap to, it's a stage 1, 2, 3. And the first, get rid of unnecessary things, burdens, unnecessary budget spending throughout the country and government and public spending. And then open to the public and share and monitor with each other to get rid of the unnecessary fake labors, fake budgets, and then people should get the right of knowing what is happening. And the third, make the society and the whole country be accustomed to AI or digital changes and harmony with AI and robots, and design, co-design the future together. That will be the answer that I can recommend to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Song Hwan Myong, for the explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, due to the time limitation, unfortunately, we have to limit the number of questions per decision. We sincerely apologize To participants whose questions have not been addressed, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to all participants of your active engagement and thoughtful questions, which have enriched this discussion. Most importantly, we extend our highest appreciation and gratitude to all our distinguished speakers for this inspiring, and valuable contribution to this plenary session. Let us now give big round of applause to all our speakers today. As this engaging question and answer questions conclude, we have reached the end of this conference. However, from reviewing the entire process of this event, from the opening to the question and answer, it can be conducted that realizing sustainable development requires a comprehensive, multidisciplinary approach that will enable us to more fully understand development and ensure its continued sustainability for the benefit of our future generation. Thank you very much for your enthusiasm, which has made this successful one. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Next, I will return to the event to MC.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Ms. Afmi Apriliani, for leading insightful plenary sessions. We also extend our sincere appreciation to all distinguished speakers for their valuable contributions and to all participants for your active engagement.
We shall now approach to the virtual awarding of certificates to our distinguished speakers and moderator as a token of appreciation for their valuable contributions. The certificate of appreciation will be presented virtually by the conference chairman, Associate Professor Dr. Rita Rahmawati Doktoranda, MSc. Please welcome.
Thank you, MC. Thank you for all invited speakers. And we would like to express our gratitude to the invited speakers who share their time, knowledge, experience, and valuable insight with us. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present you with certificate for your contribution to this event. We hope this certificate serves as a symbol of appreciation for your contribution. So the first one, I would give the certificate for moderator. Committee can help to posting the certificate of the moderator. Thank you, Miss Apmi Apriliani.
Thank you, Ibu Rita.
Thank you for the excellent moderator. Next one, for Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Arsyad, School of Government, University Utara Malaysia. Thank you, Miss Rosita. And also for Prof. Seung Hwang Meong from Inha University, South Korea. Thank you, Prof. Meong. Kamsahamnida. Next, for Prof. Tomoya Susano, Sapporo Gakuen University, Japan. Arigato gozaimasu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. From Pakistan, Professor Lubna Zahir, Punjab University, Lahore, Pakistan. Thank you, Prof. Lubna. Then from Malaysia, Assistant Professor Dr. Pupaneswaran Kunasekaran, University Putra Malaysia. Thank you, Prof. Pupa. Thank you for all invited speakers. That's a certificate from us. We can see in any event. Thank you.
Thank you for the recognitions and appreciations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, may we now invite all speakers, participants, and committee members for a photo sessions. May we respectfully invite the Counselor of Universitas Juanda, Director and Vice Rector of Universitas Juanda and the Chairman of the conference and all speakers. Kindly turn on your cameras. Okay, alright, everyone is ready.
Okay, let's count together. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for the next slide, we recount 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, for the next slide, E. Okay, for the last slide, I recount 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your kind attentions. As we come to the end of today's program, we would like to express our deepest aspirations to all distinguished speakers, presenters, collaborators, and participants for being part of the Social, Political, and Humanities International Conference 2026. Your presence, insight, and contribution have surely encouraged this academic forum and strengthened our shared commitment to addressing global challenges toward a sustainable future.
We hope that the discussion on collaborations initiated in this conference will continue to grow and create meaningful impact beyond this event. I am Dwi Sulistiani.
And I'm Siti Sarah,
your Master of Ceremony for today's program. I sincerely apologize for any shortcoming throughout the event.
Thank you very much for your kind attention and
participation.
participation.
Wassalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a pleasant day.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a 1 hour break. The conference will resume from 1 p.m. with the session chair again and presentation from to return on time, can proceed smoothly, and can we have from the participant welcome. Can you
from us record your participation in the chat box? And once again, we will now have a 1 hour break and we'll resume from 1 p.m. the session chair agent. We kindly ask all participants to return on time so that the subsequent session can proceed smoothly. Thank you. Yang berarti yang session Jerman mencar-mencarnya di mana aja? Kan? Ada di sini kan? Aceh pernah nggak ikutan presentasi? Breakout. Yang di grup itu ada berapa? Namanya sesuai dengan itu aja.
Kan 7 mah di sana.
Yang 7 mah di lab ADP.
Tapi nggak apa-apa bikin aja.
Nah, nggak apa-apa.
Bikin aja. 9 berarti. 9 sih.
Nambah.
Ada beberapa yang belum masuk.
Saya itu apa ya? Multidisiplin ilmu.
Oh iya.
Langsung tinggal pilih aja mereka nanti. Aduh.